てな夢を見たんだ、リゼ。
お尻だったら私のをいくらでも触ってくれていいのに。
ああ、それは私の体なんだからね、お姉ち
こら、いけませんよ、新た。エッチなことは控えてください。
今月の努力目標にするとしよう。
ゃん。やめる気がない。
仕方ないわね。エッチなことは私の本体でいっぱいしてね、ダーリン。
おう、任せとけ。
いけませんってばー。
Hey everyone, I am glad you are here. In this video I present to you top 10 anime where the overpowered main character is underestimated. As usual I try to include anime that are not well known, so you may find a show you haven't seen yet. If you are new here, please consider subscribing and hitting the notification bell so that you can be updated when I upload future videos. With all that said, let's get right into the video. Let's start off this list with the ones within. Our MC Hirata Akatsuki has unlocked hidden content in the game he's playing, Nakanahito Genome, and it turns out that this content is a real-life game. He soon wakes up to find that he has been kidnapped and taken to a strange place, along with a number of other teammates. Each of them specializes in a certain sort of game, like cultivation games, fighting games, and puzzle games. A llama-headed teacher gathers them after level 1 is cleared to explain how the game will proceed. The ones within may not be a masterpiece, but it managed to convince me how each episode ties together with its themes and genres. From the first episodes to the final one, it kept its feet together. The character cast might not be your cup of tea. Quite frankly, I think this show suffers a bit from its multi-personality character cast, but if you do overlook that and follow their adventures to heart, then what you get is something you won't regret. Coming in at number 9. The Faraway Paladin. Born into a new world after a life of stagnancy, our MC Will awakens to the faces of a skeleton, a ghost, and a mummy. Living in the ruins of a city long fallen, the three raise Will as their own. The skeleton, Blood, teaches him to fight. The ghost, Gus, teaches him magic. And the mummy, Mary, teaches him religion and responsibility. Most importantly, they all teach him love. As Will grows up and learns about the world he was born into, he prepares for the day when he must finally set out on his own. For Will, this journey includes a lifelong promise. At their coming of age, every adult is required to swear an oath to the god of their choice, with the strength of the pledge affecting the degree of their sworn god's blessing. This show is a great watch overall. The huge problem is that it's really slow in its execution. The introduction of 5 to 6 episodes is really dreadful, but even after that, the story is still quite slow compared to other isekai. The great story and world building helps you through that most of the time, but even so, sometimes you will feel bored. Despite these downfalls, this show successfully conjures the feeling of adventure that I always long for in fictional works and has been a joy to watch. As such, I suggest you give it a try. Number 8. Trinity 7. One day, the bright red sun stopped shining, causing the breakdown phenomenon, the destruction of our MC Arata Kasuga's town, and the disappearance of the people inhabiting it. All, however, is not yet lost. By utilizing the magical grimoire given to him by his childhood friend and cousin Hijiri Kasuga, Arata's world gets artificially reconstructed. In order to investigate the phenomenon, Lilith Asami appears before Arata, whose artificial world suddenly disintegrates. He is given two choices: hand over the book or die. However, Arata chooses the third option, enrolling in the top-secret magic school Royal Biblia Academy, where 6 other magical users await him. Together with Lilith, these 6 form the Trinity Seven, the elite of the school who each bolster their own power and skill. With the ambition to save Hijiri and the help of his newfound friends, Arata stops at nothing to prevent the destruction of his beloved hometown and to bring his best friend back. This show amused me, primarily because the protagonist isn't the usual boring, withdrawn, asexual clueless high school boy. Instead, he has a strong personality and no qualms expressing his enjoyment over the usual perverted situations that arise. Quick-witted, amusing responses were a refreshing change. Overall, this anime was actually good, as such I recommend you give it a shot. Number 7. Darwin's Game. Our MC Kanama Sudo receives an invitation from a classmate to play Darwin's Game, a mobile game he has never heard of. However, as soon as he opens the application, a green snake suddenly pops out from his phone screen and bites his neck, leaving him unconscious. Waking up in the infirmary without any signs of a snake bite, he is told by the school to take the rest of the day off. Although he is puzzled by what has happened, he dismisses the surreal experience as a hallucination and boards the train home. Unfortunately, his curiosity gets the better of him, and he uses the application once again. As the application appears to be just like any other battle game, Kanema breathes out a sigh of relief and decides to start his first match. However, the pleasant surprise is short-lived, as his in-game opponent unexpectedly appears right in front of him and attempts to hunt him down with a knife. This show didn't bring anything new to the table, that much I'll concede. The story up to this point has been pretty standard, and the characters are as well. However, this show features great and consistent art, sound and animation quality. The fight scenes, and there's a lot of them, are all well animated and fun to watch. Overall, if you're looking for a fun and fast-paced show to watch, or if you're into battle royale style anime, then I recommend that you give this anime a watch. Number 6. The Daily Life of the Immortal King. As a cultivation genius who has achieved a new realm every 2 years since he was a year old, our MC Wang Ling is a near invincible existence with prowess far beyond his control. But now that he's 16, he faces his greatest battle yet, senior high school. With one challenge after another popping up, his plans for a low-key high school life seem further and further away. As far as Chinese animation goes, this anime shows a lot of progress in the industry. The art is very nicely done, and the animation itself is of higher than average quality. The sound and music are pretty nice too, good timings on everything. The fights themselves were pretty well done, I enjoyed watching them, and even had shivers near the end. Overall, I'd recommend this show if you're not really super turned up by the story, but just want some good animation, nice sound, and the standard godlike main character. Number 5. Btooom. Our MC Ryota Sakamoto is unemployed and lives with his mother, his only real achievement being that he is Japan's top player of the popular online video game Btooom. However, his peaceful life is about to change when he finds himself stranded on an island in the middle of nowhere with a small green crystal embedded in his left hand and no memory of how he got there. To his shock, someone has decided to recreate the game he is so fond of in real life, with the stakes being life or death. Armed with a bag full of unique bombs known as Btooom, the players are tasked with killing 7 of their fellow participants and taking their green crystals in order to return home. Initially condemning any form of violence, Ryota is forced to fight when he realizes that many of the other players are not as welcoming as they may seem. Btooom is a very entertaining show with a cool concept and for the most part pulled it off really well. With a few character issues and non-existent conclusion, Btooom is held back from being truly great. But despite these complaints, I had a good time with it and would recommend it. It was worth the watch. Number 4. Chivalry of a Failed Knight. There exist few humans in this world with the ability to manipulate their souls to form powerful weapons. Dubbed Blazers, these people study and train at the prestigious Hagen Academy to become mage knights. Among the students is so-called Failure Ikki Kurogane, the sole F-rated blazer. However, when the worst student in the academy sees Stella Vermilion, an A-ranked blazer who also happens to be a princess, naked, she challenges him to a duel with dire stakes. The loser becomes the slave of the winner. Chivalry of a Failed Knight follows the story of our MC Ikki as he tries to prove his strength to a world that believes him to be the weakest, all the while gaining new friends, wisdom, and experience. If you expect good action, smooth and detailed animation, a bit of romance and some high-quality fanservice, and don't mind a harmless amount of well-handled generic tropes, you might really enjoy this show. It's also worth mentioning that this anime gets better with time. The beginning is just slightly above average, but in later episodes it gets better. Number 3. The Misfit of Demon King Academy. In the distant past, a war between humans and demons brought about widespread chaos and bloodshed. To put an end to this seemingly endless conflict, our MC Demon King Anos Voldigid willingly sacrificed his life, hoping to be reborn in a peaceful future. In preparation for their king's return, the demon race created the Demon King Academy, an elite institution tasked with determining Anos' identity when he reawakens. He reincarnates 2 millennia later, but to his surprise, he soon learns that the level of magic in the world has drastically waned during his absence. Moreover, when he enrolls at the academy to reclaim his rightful title, he finds out that demonkind remembers him differently. His personality, his deeds, and even his legacy are all falsified, masked beneath the name of an imposter. This lack of common knowledge renders him the academy's outlier, a misfit never before seen in history. In general, this is a great anime. Not the newest of ideas, I agree, but it still gives me that excited factor that makes it seem like an all-new experience. It has an interesting and easy-to-follow storyline, amazing and impressive animation especially with magic spells, remarkable music themes, and very nice characters. Number 2. The King's Avatar. Widely regarded as a trailblazer and top-tier professional player in the online multiplayer game Glory, our MC Shu is dubbed the battle god for his skills and contributions to the game over the years. However, when forced to retire from the team and to leave his gaming career behind, he finds work at a nearby internet cafe. There, when Glory launches its 10th server, he throws himself into the game once more using a new character named Lord Grimm. Yishu's early achievements on the new server immediately catch the attention of many players, as well as the big guilds, leaving them to wonder about the identity of this exceptional player. However, while he possesses 10 years of experience and in-depth knowledge, starting afresh with neither sponsors nor a team in a game that has changed over the years presents numerous challenges. This anime is a fantastic series about skilled video game players. It uses a logical setup, interesting and developed characters, and well-done, but easy-to-miss symbolism, while not slacking on the action and animation in the slightest, to bring to life a great story about adults who love games. While it may not be the best representation of the esports scene, it doesn't aim to be, and still manages to have compelling characters and story. Number 1. Noragami. Our MC Yato is a minor deity and a self-proclaimed delivery god who dreams of having millions of worshippers. Without a single shrine dedicated to his name, however, his goals are far from being realized. He spends his days doing odd jobs for 5 yen apiece until his weapon partner becomes fed up with her useless master and deserts him. Just as things seem to be looking grim for the god, his fortune changes when a middle school girl, Hiyori Hiki, supposedly saves Yato from a car accident, taking the hit for him. Remarkably, she survives, but the event has caused her soul to become loose and hence able to leave her body. Hiyori demands that Yato return her to normal, but upon learning that he needs a new partner to do so, she reluctantly agrees to help him find one. This show is a great action shounen anime that has a great story and not pointless battles, and also a little comedy. If you like those genres, then without doubt, you'll like Noragami even more. This show also has a lot of different elements in it. If all you want is action and battles, hey, it has that, and enough to keep you entertained. If you want romance, it has bits of that too. And if you want character development, it's loaded with that. But if you want something deeper, there is an extremely deep spiritual element too. I highly recommend this anime to anyone looking for a great series to watch. That's it for this list, thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, please leave a like and subscribe, it's free and you can always change your mind. See you in the next video.